Good evening. Good evening. Before I begin, I just want to address my appearance. My wife has suggested that I start performing wearing glasses. She said you should wear glasses. It gives you a certain air of gravitas. Not dignitas. Well, we'll see how the gig goes. Maybe assisted suicide wouldn't seem such a bad option by the end of this. We'll see how we go. But also, she said, you know, it gives you a sort of air, a stern air, which suits you. I have spent the most on these glasses I ever have before, knowing that I would wear them on stage, and I am convinced they also give the impression that I'm wearing a false nose. That is the case, isn't it? I don't mind people knowing that my sight is failing, but that I appear to be wearing a disguise of something ridiculous. Anyway, delightful to be here back in Edinburgh, one of my favourite cities, genuine. Now, I've heard people complain walking around this place that the weather is rather too changeable. I say to those people, you should come back in the winter. Not changeable then. Relentless. I love Edinburgh. I was here for an entire week last February, and it is relentless, but it's still a magnificent city. It has extraordinary architecture, amazing views. The geology itself thrusts itself into the foreground in Edinburgh in a way you very rarely encounter in world-class cities. But ultimately, of course, it is about the people, isn't it? It's the people of Edinburgh that really let the place down, I feel. Seriously, I do understand how in the months of winter it is necessary to drink yourselves into a stupor, not merely to withstand the harshness of the climate, but also in order to vomit copiously on the pavement. Merely in order to see a bit of greenery for a change. It's an entirely understandable reaction. It's no better down south. I live as far south as you can go. I live in a little place called Brighton and Hove on the south coast. We moved to Brighton and Hove for the kids. For the benefit of our kids, that is, to make them. We do a lot for our kids. We took them to Florida last year. I think this was the ultimate sacrifice I've ever made for any other human being. 2 children. My wife said to me, the time is now to take them to Disney World and the parks around Orlando. Edward, the son, is 4. He's just old enough. Matilda is 8. Couple more years, Matilda will be too old. She'll be entering adolescence. She'll become sulky, and there'll be lots of shrugging and eye-rolling and sarcasm. Take them now. We have this opportunity to give them a lifetime memory that they will never forget. It's now or never. And I thought, great, so never is an option, right? No, apparently that was rhetorical. And so I caved in, and we bought a brochure for the parks, and we booked a flight. And the parks is what they know this area as in America. It's widely known, it's understood what that refers to, all these amusement. America has done very much for the word parks, as far as I'm concerned, as Germany did for the word camps, to be honest with you. A previously innocent enough expression, which I'll never again be able to hear without a shudder of horror. But that aside, I honestly thought Disney World would be no worse than visiting a fairground on an uncomfortably hot day and chucking $4 grand in a bin on the way out. That's what I was braced for. In reality, it was far worse than that. It was more like 5 or 6 grand by the end of it, for a start. But also the heat, the jet lag, the confusion, the complexity. I was at my wit's end on a regular basis. I was about to lose my patience with some furry twit who has allowed me to stand in the wrong queue for over an hour. When I felt a little tug at my sleeve, and I looked down, and it was my 4-year-old son, and he did indeed have tears glistening in his eyes, and he looked up at me and he said, "Daddy, this is bollocks." I have never been more proud of the boy, and it was worth every penny to have that confirmed. Thank you very much. I hope that's been a rewarding lesson for you all. Take care. Good night.